Welcome to Football Game Plan Scout Team. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. And now that the 2021 NFL Draft is complete, let's take a look back and see how well these teams did this past April. With rookie minicamps done and the 90-man roster with the undrafted free agents locked in as they head into training camp, let's evaluate the entire class and hand out a grade. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Football Game Plan Scouting grading scale to see what these numbers next to the prospects actually mean. The San Francisco 49ers had 8 selections in the 2021 NFL Draft. You can see an emphasis in the secondary with 2 corners and a safety being selected. You look at the 2 corners, Ambry Thomas out of Michigan and also Deommodore Lenoir out of Oregon. 2 guys that were right next to each other in our rankings. Shows you how much they wanted to add talent to the back end. But what I like most about the draft for San Francisco was the fact that they got better offensively speaking. When you look at Trey Lance, I wouldn't have taken him in the first round. However, if I were a team that would have taken him, San Francisco to me made the best sense because they had the luxury of allowing him to sit, groom, and develop, and on the back end getting somebody that can step in year 2 and be exactly what you want at the position. So I love the fact that it was San Francisco that took Lance because it makes so much sense. Getting my number 1 guard in Aaron Banks out of Notre Dame was just a tremendous pickup. This dude just blows up defensive linemen and vacates space at the line of scrimmage. Tremendous on both ends of offense. And you look at a guy like Jalen Moore, underrated offensive tackle prospect coming out of Western Michigan. I think he does a great job in his pass sets and also in pass protection while being an asset in the run game. And going to San Francisco, you see the emphasis there along the offensive line, and they also wanted to get better and more explosive in the backfield with Trey Sermon and Elijah Mitchell. Both guys have the ability to rip off long runs. Sermon has great vision and footwork, while Elijah Mitchell can not only help you out on special teams, but has the ability to be a deep ball player in the passing game. So he gives you that dual threat capability with his talents. And I'm just a big fan of Talanoa Hufanga out of USC. He finds the plays that are there to be made, whether it's in the run game or in the pass game. He tends to end up around the football. He's versatile as well. He can serve as a 2-high safety, a sandbacker, or as a pass rusher blitzing off the edge. Now let's take a look at some undrafted rookie free agents that have a great chance to surprise and make the roster. Austin Watkins Jr. out of UAB, 6'3", 210. He's ridiculously explosive and covers a lot of ground. He's already your day 1 gunner on special teams. He does a great job in selling his routes. Everyone looks the same, which puts a lot of strain on the defensive back. And he has confident hands, and it shows in how he's able to attack the football with defenders around him. He's your quintessential deep threat in that regard because he's a chunk play waiting to happen. He's an excellent route runner and does a great job in tracking the ball. Josh Pederson out of UL-Monroe is my number 2 flex tight end in the class. He's a savvy route runner that's very comfortable out there on the perimeter and shows the ability to accelerate into his stem, snap out of his break, and accelerate to the football. He can play above the rim or even go down low to make a grab. He's that type of tight end option that really helps out your quarterback. And I also believe he blocks much better out on the perimeter than he does inline or as a detached H-back. I'm giving the 49ers a B+ for their draft. Love what they did on offense. They got better. They got more explosive. They got beefed up and dynamic along the offensive line, and they got their quarterback of the future in Trey Lance. Defensively, a little bit of a hit and miss, in my opinion, in the secondary. Love the safety Hufanga. Cornerback selections, I thought there were some better options they could have gone ahead and selected, but they added depth there, so I understand that. But overall, solid class, B+ for me. So that's it for this edition of Football Game Plan Scout Team. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Be sure to follow me on all of my social media accounts. And don't forget to check out and subscribe to the Football Game Plan Network located at youtube.com/footballgameplan. Also subscribe on iTunes to Football Game Plan Podcast and leave us a 5-star rating.